I'm going through this sentence that I just made, by the way. I realize it doesn't quite make sense to explain what Jesus is doing, then mention that his disciples are there, and then to mention where they are. Then he asked the question. To say, when Jesus is alone praying, what he's doing, his disciples are with him, and by the way, where they are, he asks them this question. If he's alone praying, it's during the time he's alone praying. That's why it says in Luke, as he was alone praying. Or how I have it with Matthew, the word when he was alone praying. That's the time frame. It would make sense to then put the location afterwards, just before it mentions what he's going to say. What I'm saying is it makes more sense to have what he's doing and where he is at the same time. Then say his disciples are with him and he asks them the question. I know that it says in Luke what he's doing, he's alone praying, and his disciples are with him put together. And that in Mark it says, by the way, he asks them, and that I was going to keep those together. But I don't think it makes as much sense as if I move by the way to just after when he was alone praying, so that what he's doing and where he is mentioned. That scenery is set up. Then his disciples are there with him and he asks the question. So, and it came to pass, maybe I could put by the way when he was alone praying, where and what he's doing. Or when he was alone praying by the way. Which should it be? No, it should be when he was alone praying by the way. His disciples were with him, and he asked them, saying, I'm just going to put them in with this them. Asked them, saying, yeah, this actually works either way. If it means along the way or outside of the way that people are traveling, if it's alongside the road or alongside the city. Either way, he's alone praying along the way to the city or outside the city. When he was alone praying by the way, his disciples were with him and he asked them, saying, yeah, this is better. This is better. Another change that I now realize I must make is where I added when in the place of as for this introduction from Luke, and it came to pass as he was alone praying. I changed it to, and it came to pass when he was alone praying. I remember my reason was that it needed to be explained in a way that separates him being alone with the disciples speaking with him. That at first he was alone, when he was alone, his disciples were with him. And it didn't seem to make as much sense to say as he was alone, his disciples were with him, because that is a contradiction. You can't be alone with your disciples. But I also remember a while ago, and at times later than this in the textual editing process, that I stated I can't simply make a change to a verse just because I don't like it. The only acceptable reason to make a change is to have proper grammar and syntax when combining verses. Because this project is not a retranslation, I don't have the authority to just change a word to make it read better when it's just a verse from Luke like this. I can't just exchange a word from Luke with a different word from Matthew and expect people to be okay with that. So I'm going to change it back. This introduction from Luke, leave it as it is. And it came to pass as he was alone praying. I'll leave the earlier verse the way I have it now. And Jesus went out and his disciples and came into the towns of the coast of Caesarea Philippi. Because if I was to put when he back in there before came, that introduction would continue, and I'd have to change that first sentence into a phrase, end in a comma, continue on into, and it came to pass as he was alone praying, by the way, his disciples were with him, then have he asked them. I'd have to take out that and before, and he asked them, and then have the actual end of the sentence be saying, whom do the people say that I, the Son of Man, am? And that would make just one huge sentence. Or I could leave it as it is. And Jesus went out, and his disciples, and came into the towns of the coast of Caesarea Philippi. That's complete. It's one movement. It explains what's going on. It's got a beginning and an end. There's no need to have when he. Matthew has the when he because it's shorter. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying the question. It's not a problem with Matthew because the introductions from Mark and Luke are not there. They're just different. But because I'm trying to include all the words, it becomes too long. And I need to have shorter sentences. So I'm just going to leave that first sentence as it is. Second sentence, I'm going to revert back to the original Luke. And now there's one less objection that anyone can have to this work.